Hello and welcome back to another episode on Let's Talk Football Careers with myself, Barry, and today's special guest, Marco Negri. How you doing, Marco?
I'm really well and I'm so happy and thanks for hosting me.
No, it's amazing, honestly. It's such a pleasure to have you. So I've got here I've a wee bullet point. So I've put down striker, fox in the box, as we call it here. You're turning 55 in October. You were born in Milan, 5'11". You played with 7 or 8 teams in Italy and over 301 matches. You scored 117 goals. And that's before we've even discussed your time at Rangers. So if you could just give us a wee sort of story from when you were a young lad, growing up in Italy, till you joined Udinese, please.
Yes, but when I was younger, I was 12 years old. Italy won the World Cup in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
So the dream of all the young kids in Italy was playing for the national team, and we were just playing around on the cement against the wall, and there was all the style of football.
Yeah. Who was your hero? Who was your hero, Marco, when you were growing up?
Well, at my time, there was Michel Platini was playing. You remember the French guy playing for Juventus, and he was winning everything. He was a very talented player. So I was in love because I always loved score goals, play up front, attacking game. So Platini was a 9 because he was a striker, but he was also a number 10. So he was a really, really total player. So he was my hero. But, I started playing football because my best friend, we were together in the school, and he was the best talent, one of the best talent in Italy. So we were at school together. He was pushing me, come on, we have to play together also in the afternoon. So I joined a small club, play with him. Then in Italy, we used to have a trial, when you were a good guy, a good player, young player, you had some trial, with big names like Udinese, that was a Serie A club at the time. And so the trial was good. I was 13, so very young. I was living half an hour from Udine, so I had to travel every day. But when you love football, when you are young, when you got passion, there's no problem. So I was just waking up at 6 o'clock, going in the school in my town, in my small town, then taking a bus for 1 hour, going to Udine, make some training, then back 7 o'clock, dinner, then studying a little bit, and then straight to the bed. So that was my life. Yeah, very focused. But some guys are telling me, no, that's sacrifice. No, it's not sacrifice. When you love football, when you love playing all the day with your friends, and you love winning game, you love improving every day, there's no sacrifice, believe me. So it was just joy. And I have to say thank you to my family, because my dad and my mom always keep me on the ground, the feet on the ground. Because most important thing was the school in the morning, because the school was the safety, was something real. Because football, you don't know. You are playing, maybe you are the best talent, but then you got some injury. Maybe you got a bad season, maybe you got a bad manager, maybe, something can go wrong, but you must be solid. If the football must be your dream, but you have on your back, you must keep the feet on the ground, so go to school, have a future. So, my father was very strictly, you can play football, but you have to go on the school and going in the right way. So at the time, I was 16, 17, I was doing in the morning school and then in the afternoon football. Then at the 17, my career changed because I was playing in the youth development. Then suddenly the first team, one summer, just the manager of the first team just was collecting some young guy to make numbers, to go, to have some friendly game. So I started to training with the first team. I was very young, and I made 1-2 months really flying over there. So the coach fell in love with me. And so I started the proper career. But when you are training with the first team, you are training also in the morning. So I had to choose, because I was at my last year of school, and I had the chance of my life in the other side.
Definitely.
So my dad said, hey, it's your dream, you are doing well. You have just to focus on football, then try 1-2 years. If you are not going to have success, you are back in the school, you're going to normal life. Then I made my debut, and my first game I still remember was in south of Italy. In south of Italy, the fans are really hot, are screaming and doing all the fun. And so, at the time the coach was looking at me, I was on the bench, it was half an hour to go, he was looking at me, are you ready? Inside you are not ready because you are shaking, the atmosphere is not so good, it's scary. But believe me, when I just was entering on the pitch, just touching the first ball, everything was so natural and so easy for me that I thought to myself, I have to feel this fantastic feeling, this adrenaline and everything for all my life. So I was sure that my career was starting in the right way. So that was my debut at Udinese.
And you had some loan spells though at Novara and Ternana as well. I think this is getting you games there, especially at Ternana. You scored 5 goals there.
Yeah, but exactly, when you are very young, well, in Udinese was my team, my first team, but it was like a family because I was growing up, everyone, I knew everyone. The big step in football is when you go away from home. So you start living a proper life, training. You got some problems, like when you are losing some game, maybe the newspaper are speaking bad about you, or the fans are not very happy. And so you are growing up faster because problems make you reach another level, another step, you understand? So I was always on loan because I was still a player, a Udinese player, but Novara and always Ternana was a proper step, step by step. You must prove to yourself to be ready, but also to the other one that you are capable also to have some pressure on you, and that especially in Ternana was a really, really good season because from the third division we get promoted to the second division, to the Serie B. And so I was very young, like 20 years old. To me was a really, really good achievement at the time because I was proving to myself that I was a good player. I was ready, to have the bar settled, the bar higher and higher.
Yeah, I mean, you were 20-year-old, and that was when you were with Ternana. You played 32 league games, scored 5 goals, and I also believe you went to Cosenza and Bologna, and that was where you really started scoring and playing regularly as well. I mean, who was the management in amongst that? There's bound to be names and players that were there.
Yeah, but when I was young, I started to play like on a right wing. Yes. So at the time I was changing my style and proving another role on the pitch. And so every step, every season was very important, you know, also especially for the confidence, because for the striker, you can, you know, not be 100% fit, but most important thing is the confidence. The confidence that you can score goal, confidence that you are not going to miss a good chance, and that's the most important thing. And the confidence, you know, you are building on training, of course, but then there is the 90 minutes, you know, and I always say that the football pitch don't lie.
No,
You know,
you
you
can't
are
hide.
there, you know, exactly. If you are ready, you are ready. If not, the pitch is going to tell you you are not ready for this one. And so every step, every season was very important to build my confidence around me. So, you know, most important thing is scoring goals, be important in the team. And so I started, you know, to score 5 goals, then 10, then 8, and then I was back at Cosenza in Serie B, and that season, the second spell at Cosenza, really made the difference, because I really started to score like 19 goals.
That's what you then moved over to Perugia, and at this time you were 25-year-old. You joined Perugia. How did this move come about then?
You know, it's very strange, because the season before in Cosenza I scored a lot of goals, so everyone was speaking about me, because I was a young player, talented, scoring goals, and so everyone was expecting a Serie A move, so a big move. But I was thinking I was not ready for this step, you know. And so I was looking for a team that was competing again in Serie B, but to go on the Serie A, on the top, you know. And so I was ready for this challenge, but not ready for the Serie A, because believe me, Barry, at the time the Serie A was really the top league in the world. So it was very tough. So I was thinking I'm not ready 100%. When I want to play in Serie A, when I'm ready and I know that I can stay there with big names like Battistuta, like Baggio, like Mancini, like this kind of player. So I signed for Perugia. That was a club that wanted to get promoted, and with a lot of fans, with a lot of history, important history, and so I was quite happy about that move.
And you done great there. I mean, at your time at Perugia, you did help them to promotion. You scored 18 goals in the 95-96 season, and also 15 goals the season after as well, in the league.
Yeah, so it's been, you know, when you know that you are in the right place at the right time, because we were a very young team, but very talented. We were playing a great football with a great coach that was always playing attacking football, so it was good for strikers. And then, you know, first season, 18 goals, get promoted, very high confidence, was a small club, but at home we play in front of 30,000 fans, so was a really nice atmosphere, especially at home. And then the second season, I was ready for Serie A. You know, and that because I was playing in Serie A, but with a club, a small club, where I knew everyone. So it was the perfect move for me. And that Serie A, believe me, was very tough, because every time we were playing against Juventus, was like defender like Montero. For Inter was defender incredible, was Cannavaro, was Thuram, was Fernando Couto, was Aldair. On the goalkeeper there was Pagliuca, Buffon, Peruzzi, Marchegiani. So every time I had the chance to score a goals, I was really, really like I did something special, because against that kind of defense and goalkeeper was very, very, very hard, but very satisfying, because when you prove to yourself, to your family, to your friend, that you can play and you can still in the same level of Battistuta, Weah, Baggio, Vieri, Del Piero, Totti, this kind of player, it means that you are really at a good level.
Yeah. And I seen on Instagram, looking back, you posted up all your shirts that you'd collected as well. I mean, there's some amazing shirts that you collected, isn't there?
But yes, I've got some tops, but I wanted to be more clever at the time, asking for more tops. But I was asking just for some top that really care. I've got some Juventus, Inter, this kind of top. But the best top I've got on my back, Barry.
Look at that. Amazing. All the classic Rangers tops. So we were discussing the red one as well. It's such a rare top, the red one, isn't it?
Really, that top, the red one, is a really special one, because it's just one game top against Gothenburg home, and it's just really special. It's very nice, the color, but also the stuff, because the numbers and the name are on velvet, so really, really nice stuff. But all this stuff now are my son, are of Christians, my son, so are untouchable.
Brilliant. And do your kid, I mean, do they play football as well?
No, he was a swimmer. He was a swimmer. Then he had a problem on his shoulder, and he had a surgery because he dislocated the shoulder. So he had a surgery. Then, unfortunately, the COVID time was around, so they closed all the pool and everything, and so he stopped. Now he's playing, of course, football, basketball, tennis with friends, and he's happy about this.
It's great. It's good. It's good to see. So you ended up coming over to Scotland, and how did this move all come about? I mean, when did you first hear about the move to Scotland and the interest from Rangers?
Well, because I was playing at Perugia with Rino Gattuso. Gattuso was moving in March, so the season before me, to Rangers. So, Rangers was interest also to bring to another level the Rangers, because the Rangers used to win the 9 in a row. So in the league, domestic league, they were on the top and winning here, but after the year. But at the time, the club wanted to be more European, more international at a European level. So they bought some Italian, they bought Jonas Stern, they bought some other profiles, and because they wanted to improve also at a European stage. So at the end of the season, because they were watching me two, three times when I was playing, just to see what kind of player I was. I know that Ali McCoy was moving at the end of the season, and they wanted to replace a penalty box player with another penalty box player. So they were interested of me. And at the end of the season, when I knew about probably Rangers call, I was over the moon, just ready for another challenge, another level, because we knew about Rangers in Italy. That is a massive club. Rangers used to play against Juventus in the group stage at the time, 95, 96. So we knew about Ibrox atmosphere. But believe me, I really understood how big was the club when I just arrived at Ibrox. Then I was looking, around the trophy room and the pitch, the big stand, and I couldn't believe it. I was really sure that I was entering another level. That was the start of the top of my career, of course.
Yeah. And I mean, you were joining a team there. You mentioned Ali McCoist and Reno Gattuso, but we've also got Laudrup, Alberts, Perini, Amoruso, all joined at that team. At the time, I mean, I don't think everybody appreciated how good we had it until you look back. Now you take a step back. And I mean, that team that you joined, it's littered with stars. I mean, we give a nod to Gattuso? I mean, what was he like as a young lad and training every day?
He was really young. We knew each other before, like I said to you, because we played together. So when I arrived to Glasgow, we were together all the time. He was very young, but believe me, I never played with a so young player, but already focused to become a winner. He just was playing every ball of every training like was the last ball of his life. So he was really mentally, he was really advanced, a player, veteran player, and but I've got really good memories. I remember one time we played together. He was in the starting 11. And so I remember after 20 seconds, he was booked, because he just started and he was just giving a bad tackle. So he was yellow carded by the referee, after 21 seconds. So it was really strange. But we were playing home. Instead of being booing or like this, all the fans was just singing Reno. So, because the attitude he was an Italian player, but the attitude was very British, He was perfect for the Scottish football. So, and was the start of a magnificent career, because he won everything, and with AC Milan, with national team. So he won everything. Then you mentioned, some unbelievable player, because a lot of people are telling me, 30 goals before Christmas, 35. But I have to be honest with you, playing alongside Brian Laudrup, alongside Alberts, alongside Paul Gascoigne, it's much easier, Scoring goal can be an easy job in Scotland, And so I was telling to myself, stay around the box, stay awake, and something is coming for sure.
And I mean, playing alongside Gascoigne and Laudrup and that, I mean, you were saying you scored 23 league goals in your first 10 games. You scored in your debut in Europe and everything as well. I mean, you were on fire. You scored 5 goals against Dundee United. But what happened, right, with this eye injury? I mean, I'm asking this as a supporter, right? And how did this all come about? And then how were you able to recover from it? Or was it a change of manager? Was it Advocat? What happened?
What happened that, I was, like you said, scoring for fun every week. I was living my dream, because playing for Rangers, playing for such a big club and be successful was my dream. My dream was just coming true, and then like a lot of newspaper called it the most bizarre injury in Scottish football, because I still remember it was a day off, because on Wednesday was day off, and But in Italy, I used to training every day, you know. So when I had was Wednesday, I had the day off. I used to go running in a park or doing something, you know, some exercise, some gym. So I called the Porini. I told him we can play squash, because to me squash was like the penalty box, you know. Was like for me was the perfect movement, just reflexes, small sprint, and this kind of thing. So I said I can training and I can enjoy. But you know, unfortunately, you know, I've been eaten in my eye by a very, very fast ball from Porini, because you know in squash you have to hit the ball against a wall. So I was almost against the wall, so I turned my face behind where was Porini, and just Porini with the max power just hit the ball. The ball went straight to my eye. I immediately understood that there was really something wrong, because I was painful. I couldn't open my eye. I had a headache, and you know, we tried to go to the hospital, but the first hospital we went was where they gave birth. So they told me, no, this is not the right place for your eye. Exactly. So, you know, we just turned it. And then when I saw a specialist, immediately he told me, this is about your retina, and there's a big problem. You have to stop to training. You have to do some argon laser. You have to take care about your eye. And so between until Tuesday, before the day off, I was top of scorer in Scotland. I was top golden boots. Some rumors about a national team collab in Italy. I was on the top of the league with Rangers, winning the 10 in a row. That you know that 10 in a row was something special for all the fans. So really important season. I was just on a bubble, on a magic bubble. Everything was, I was settled down in the city. I was just happy about everything. On Thursday, so the day after, I was just destroyed. So from the hero to completely zero, because they told me I couldn't play for 2 months and a half. I couldn't, I had to go under the ergon laser to fix my retina, because if not, I could have lost the vision and everything. And so, you know, it was like a bad nightmare, bad nightmare. Believe me, in my pupil, there was some blood, you know. So when I was lying on the bed, I was dreaming, and I was opening my eye. I was seeing the blood, you know, coming like, you know, a drop, a red drop in a mask, you know. It was really terrible. My pupil was always dilated, bigger than the normal. So all the lights was producing me some headache. And, was a really tight time. But the most important thing was I couldn't training. I couldn't play for Rangers. And that's so bizarre, because, you know, you expect to have a big injury like ACL or like a shoulder or like an ankle, but because it's part of football, you know, you are ready that something can happen. But believe me, you know, going for the first time to play squash, I had this big injury is something that is still on my mind. Why, Marco? Why? You couldn't sleep on the sofa. You could go, you know, shopping. Why? But that's life. You have to accept. After many years, I can speak with a smile on my face. But believe me, at the time, going from hero to zero, was really tough, really tough time.
Yeah, it was awful because I can remember it well. I can remember it very well.
Yeah,
it just
like you said, I was scoring 5 goals against Dundee United, so my perfect game, something unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Because you can dream about scoring goals, but 5 in a game, is something out of the dream. I scored against Celtic at Celtic Park, so something really big, and everything
How does
was
that feel?
going.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I ask, how does that feel scoring at Ibrox and scoring in an Old Firm game? I mean, it must be.
Old Firm, you straight. I was a foreigner players, so all the teammates, especially the Scottish teammates, were speaking about the Old Firm. Is not a game. Is the only game, Is a game that can turn your career. Very important.
Yeah.
And I immediately understood when we were at Celtic Park in the dressing room, because at the time the dressing room, the Rangers dressing room with Gaza, Gorham, McCoy, Durant was was like a party, before the game. But before the Old Firm, everything was quiet. Everything was focused. Everything was. So I immediately understood. I thought to myself, Marco, this is really special. Then when the referee blow and start the game, everything come easy to me and to the players, so you can just enjoy the atmosphere, the special atmosphere. But I remember, because I scored this goal, one up at Celtic Park, so I knew it was something special. So I was really happy, and I want to run. So I ran like crazy to the closer corner flag. Then I had up, but was the wrong side, because everyone was saying, fuck off, Marco, because of the Celtic fans. So then some teammates like George Albers came to me, also the referee, and told me, no, Marco, we don't want problem. No, Marco. So it was the wrong side, but I still on my mind and in my heart this kind of feeling, a special, really is probably the most important goal of my career, because I scored in one of the most important and most popular game in the world, with Real Madrid, Barcelona, and River Plate, Boca Juniors, the Argentinian derbies. The Rangers Celtic is the most popular, important game in the world.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, we made a wee nod to Paul Gascoigne, right? But before we go there, we should actually wish Ali McCoist a happy birthday, because it's Ali McCoist's 63rd birthday.
Yes, Ali McCoist is really a special guy, so funny, and every time, in my first season, every time he was on the dressing room with Gorham, Gaza, Durant, especially with Durant. They were just making jokes and everything. And I was blaming myself, because I didn't knew very well the English, so I couldn't enjoy. But I was laughing because I was watching them enjoy, so it was really special. But Coisty is being a fantastic goal scorer, maybe the best goal scorer that Rangers ever had. Really a great player with a gift in the penalty box, because he knew before the other one when the ball was going. We couldn't play together, because it was like, the movie Spider-Man No Way Home, when two Spider-Man look at each other. We were like, it's me, it's you. No? Because we had like the same characteristic on the pitch.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I remember that season. I was playing until my injury. You know, I was playing regularly. Then I was outside, and he started to playing. He started to playing and scoring goals because he was really focused to win the 10 year in a row with Rangers, but he was really, really focused also to get called for the World Cup because the Scotland was playing, you know, in the World Cup. And I still remember in my mind, the day when the name of the national team of Scotland went, you know, on TV, and he was not called up. He was in the dressing room, and he was furious. He was really, really furious, and I really, really think that he deserved at the time 100% to be on that World Cup, because you know when you got 5 or 6 games, is a really fast tournament. You know, maybe 4, maybe 5 games. You need a goal scorer. You need some guy with experience because. You know, goal scorer, like I said to before, is about confidence. You know, and maybe, you know, if you start well, then you got a goal machine. And he deserved it 100%. And I'm still sorry for him that he couldn't enjoy the national team and be part of that Scotland.
Yeah, I remember it well. Yeah. Can I ask a wee nod to Walter Smith? I mean, he's obviously, we've lost a lot of good people over the last bit, but what was Walter like?
Yeah, best man-to-man manager I ever had, you know, because I have to say thanks to him because he signed him. I remember the first time we had, I signed at Ibrox, then we went together to have a dinner together in an Italian restaurant. He was just telling me about Rangers, about the way we were playing in that season and everything. And he told me, Marco, I'm sure you are going to score 30 goals this season. So, you know, I was smiling because, you know, 30 is a big number. But then, you know, I was really scoring. But he was a gentleman. He knew he was treating every player in a different way, because you know, with Gaza he was like a father, a big brother, sometimes a policeman, you know, just telling me no, this one, you know, Gaza. But you know, especially with the foreigner players, he was really taking care about everything. You are happy with the family, we can do something, you want to go home some days to see. So it was like you know, a man. He was a manager, a coach that put you on the 11, but he was also, you know, a man that was always there for you if you had a problem, if you have some issue. And that's very important, you know, because when you go abroad, you know, you have to know that there is someone that is taking care about you or your family. And Walter was the perfect really the perfect man over there.
That's lovely words, Marco. Thanks very much for that. So, I mean, from Walter Smith, when you were coming back from your injury, or trying to come back from your injury, you worked under Advocat as well, but Advocat was starting to put his team together, and he was bringing in Gabriel Amato, and I think Rod Wallace joined around about that time as well. And that,
I have to be fair, you know, because that kind of injury, that kind of turn on my career, because my career, like you said before, I was in third division in Italy, then in second, then Serie A, then Rangers. So I was always going forward and higher level, exactly. So that point, that injury was a turning point, you know, and you know, so when you are playing, training, you know, you are focused, you are happy about your life, and so you are not thinking too much because it's your life, and you are just in the good flow. You know, you are just going what you love, doing what you love. After that injury, you know, I was outside. Everything is nice about football. So training, dressing room, winning games, scoring goals, fans, and everything.
Yeah.
So I was thinking too much. I was making mistake because we are human, you know, and we are making mistake. But at the time, you know, I was maybe reacting about this negative time of my career in the wrong way. I took a bad decision. I took that. Of course, I regret, but that's part of my life. And then, you know, when you make mistakes, you pay the bill, you know, and you know, so outside after that season, you know, everything was going not up but down for me, and you know, when a stone is rolling down the hill, it's getting faster. So the thing, everything was going in the wrong direction, but I can blame myself because I made some mistakes. So, you know, that's life.
You can't look back, with too much regret. It's pointless, but I mean, you got to live the dream there. I mean, you just done it in a very short period of time. You were signed on a 4-year contract, I believe, and these 6 months. I mean, that speaks volumes. The fact that we're still sitting talking about it. Yeah, it was iconic.
No, you know, is absolutely fantastic, you know, because sometimes, you know, I'm going to some convention and they call us legend. I always say that I'm not a legend. Maybe I played 6 months like a legend, but you know, but legends are players that won everything. They played a lot of season for Rangers. That are legends, you know, like Kosti, like Goff, like Alder, Laudrup, this kind of player, you know. But it's really good that part of the season, but still there in my mind, what if?
Yeah, that's human nature.
You know, and you know, it's still there because, you know, scoring 30 goals. How many goals I was going to score at the end of the season? Could we win the 10 in a row, so important for everyone? You know, it's still there. So that's the dark side of everything.
Yeah, there were small regrets, but you can't help what's been in front of you, and you can only deal with it the best way you can. But do you have a wee message for the Rangers fans, Marco, just before we round up the Rangers?
Yeah, that I love them. They are the best fans in the world, absolutely. In Italy, we have big teams like AC Milan, Juventus, Inter. They got a lot of fans, but nothing compares to the passion, to the atmosphere they make at Ibrox. When you know, sometime I was back, you know, in Scotland to play some legend game or charity game or to do some convention, and it's special because they make me feel like I'm still a player, a current player, you know, and it's been 25 years maybe, so they are really special. They remember everything. They got this kind of passion that is unique, absolutely in the world. And I'm proud. I'm absolutely proud and honored because when you wear the Ranger top, the blue top, you must be honored and glad because a player has got a very short career, maybe 10 years, 12 years. And I always say that the Rangers stop, the Rangers spell of my career made my career from good to something special, you know, and that makes the difference.
Yeah, brilliant, Marco. Brilliant. I mean, what really touches in, right, is that the impact it's had on you as well. But from a fan's point of view, I mean, this applies right across the board to every football player. If we can see the goals are good, right, the goals come with it, the performances come with it. But if you're given 100% every single game when you're wearing a badge, we don't ask for any more than that. Eh? And I think that's what you've done through your Rangers career, Marco. Eh?
I absolutely know this, and and that's what the Rangers fan deserve. 11 player that gives the 100% and just show everyone that. I repeat, dressing the Rangers top is something special. And you must protect and be honored.
Just as your career was rounding up, you had time at Vicenza, Bologna, Calgary, Livorno, and then you retired back at Perugia again, I believe. Eh? So was that, what age were you then? About 35 maybe?
Yeah.
So you did get back. You did get back playing. I mean, how did that injury impact you playing then later on?
Well, then I had the squash injury. Then I was back, but I had some other injury, like a back hernia, L4, L5, that I had 2 surgeries, so my back was not strong enough. And when you turn the 30, like a football player, you are losing some pace, some muscle, some energy. And the career that is going downhill a little bit, so you are losing, especially when you are a striker. I was a penalty boxer, so I needed really the full pace and to go first to defender. And when you are losing a little bit, that you are losing something. So was not I knew that the top of my career was on my back. But we have to tell something about Gaza.
Yeah, tell me about Gaza. Go on.
Gaza, I truly believe best player I play with in my career. Best, I think, in the last century with Johan Cruyff, the Dutch player. Gaza has been the best midfielder in the world because he was 360. He could attack, defend, scoring goals, dribble, pass the ball, free kick, and a genius, complete genius. But he was a special guy also outside. We had a good relationship because he played in Italy with Lazio. So he could speak Italian. So when I was just arriving, we were, knowing each other. So after, I tell you this story, after a training session, he was asking me, hey, Marco, do you want to come with me to Glen Eagles? We are going to falconry, to hunting with eagle. Yeah. I said to him, okay, great. So we took the car, we went to Glen Eagles. So, hey, wait here, Marco. He went to the kitchen. He took a big bottle. Was no coffee inside. Was something else, but no coffee. No, he took some sandwiches, some chips, and something. And so we took the car with the man that was with the Eagles, and we went in this small forest, But there was maybe 10 minutes by car to reach there. So the guy was driving, I was in front, and Gaza was on the back. During the 10 minutes, he was feeding the eagle on the cage on the back with the chips, the sandwiches. So we arrived at the forest, and the guy took the big eagle that he was telling us, hey guys, these eagles are the most beautiful falcon in Scotland. They are the best. So we took, but the eagle usually, if they have some food, they don't fly. They rest just. So we were taking this fight on the arm and just trying, to let them fly. But they were just sleeping and just saying, the guy couldn't believe it. Hey, I don't understand why. I don't understand. And Gaza was just laughing because he was just eating. So the guy went back. He took another 2 eagles, and then we enjoyed. But he was like a genius. But he was like a genius. The first time we went to the Mott House before a game, 7 o'clock was dinner time. So we were everyone was ready. We were the Italian player. We were, with the gel, perfect on time. So we were ready for the buffet. And the elevator just opened the door, and Gaza was with the underwear, white underwear, no socks, no flip-flops, no shirt. And he was just entering to the room, just say, hi. He took some sandwiches, put on the underwear, some fruit, see tomorrow, guys. So I was looking to the other Italian players, and I said, what happened? But what's wrong? Then the next day, Gaza was on the pitch, was just, playing the best football I ever seen. So I told to myself, this guy can do whatever he wants. I don't care. Yeah, exactly. He's a genius. Just let him doing whatever he wants.
Absolutely amazing. But it's fantastic, Marco. So can I get you just to quickly rattle off or name your best 11 players you played with in a formation? You can pick yourself up front, please.
Yes. I'm going to take Andy Gorham, of course, on the right, Fernando Rixen. Then I take Marco Materazzi, then Richard Goff. Then on the left, I go for George Alberts. Midfielder, I take Gaza, Rino, and Gaza, Rino, and Laudrup. I put Laudrup in the midfielder. Then up front, I put Beppe Signori, Italian player. I put myself. Okay, I put myself on the center, just waiting for the ball.
It's waiting on the chance. That'd be amazing, Marco. Well, listen,
Exactly.
I hope you've enjoyed this half as much as I have. It's been absolutely amazing. The Rangers fans and fans around Scottish football, we love to hear from you, Marco. So thanks very much for giving me the opportunity to chat with you. I really, really appreciate it.
No, thank you very much for you. It's always a pleasure speaking about Rangers. And I hope, I say, of course, a big shout to all the Rangers fans. And I really hope that this season could be a successful season for the Rangers. Get some trophy back in the trophy room at Ibrox.
Thanks very much, Marco. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem. So keep in touch and bye to everyone. Ciao, ciao.